A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to class 11th Business Studies. The chapter which we were doing, that is chapter number 2. And in chapter number 2, that is forms of business organization. The very first form of business organization that is available to us, we have already covered. That was sole proprietorship. So in the sole proprietorship, we have already studied that it was the sole ownership, and it is being managed, controlled, and taken care by the one and only person who is the sole proprietor. All the features, merits and demerits we have already covered for the sole proprietorship. Now you can see on your screen that we have the second one. The second form of business organization which is there in the society, which anybody can start, is the joint Hindu family business. So please make the heading joint Hindu family business. Now, joint Hindu family business means where there is a complete business of Hindu family, because of course it is as mentioned in the name, joint Hindu family. That means this business is mainly made up for the Hindus only, because it is made as per the Hindu law. And joint means this is the joint family business where all the family members are engaged to form a business. So joint Hindu family business is ultimately that business which is owned and carried on by the members of HUF. This business is owned and carried on. मतलब इसके मालिक कौन होता है? The main owner is the, of course, HUF members, Hindu Undivided Family members, and of course it is carried on by the members only. Carried on means इसको चलाने का हक भी सिर्फ members का है. All the members are collectively, ultimately they have engaged themselves into the business, and it's a joint Hindu family business. Please. It is governed by the Hindu Succession Act 1956. But this is very, very important, because this question may come in 1 mark also, that which act is applicable on Hindu undivided family business, or which act is applicable on joint Hindu family business. So the act which is applicable on joint Hindu family business, of course you have to tell, is Hindu Succession Act 1956. But in the year 1956, there was a law which was formed, and that law name is Hindu Succession Act 1956. According to this act only, according to this law only, every Hindu joint family business will work. So HUF will work only as per this law. If suppose I am going to open the HUF, or suppose if my family has a Hindu undivided family, how we have to work? We have to work according to the Hindu Succession Act 1956, because that is the law, and in that law everything is written that how we have to do the activities. So very clear that the Hindu Succession Act in the year 1956 is applicable on joint Hindu family business. Okay. Then the basis of membership in the family business is the birth in a particular family, which means how do you become a member in that business? How do we become a member in that business? But if for becoming the member in that business, obviously for becoming the member, you should have a birth in that family. That means whenever there is a birth in the family, that particular child automatically becomes the member of that family as well as the Hindu undivided family business. So how do you get the membership in the joint Hindu family business? You get the membership in the joint Hindu family business just by taking a birth in the family. Just by taking a birth in the family, which means you have to just take the birth in the family, which means if you have born in that family, you will automatically become the member of that family, as well as you will become the member of that family business. All right. Okay. So the business is controlled by the head of the family, who is the eldest member. Definitely there should be one eldest member. There would be a eldest member, and obviously there should be a head who will be running that complete business. So there is always one person who is heading that family as well as the business is the karta. So mind it, karta is that person who heads the family business. Karta is that person who heads the family business. So he is the one who has a complete ownership, who has a complete control. ऐसा नहीं है कि मालिक दूसरे बच्चे नहीं होंगे. All are owners, but who will control that business? There should be one who will run that business wholly or wholly solely. That is the karta only. Because karta is the head of the family. That is why he has the complete control over the all decisions of the family business. So sir, क्या decisions बाकी बच्चे नहीं लेंगे उसके? Everybody will take the decision, but main control will be in the hands of karta. So whatever decision if karta has taken for that family business, everybody else has to accept that decision. Mind it. Whatever decision karta has taken in that family business, every other person has to just accept that decision and nothing else. He has to just accept the decision of karta. That is why we say that the business is controlled by the head of the family. And who is the head of the family? The eldest member of the family, and that is basically karta. Then of course you will be having a question in your mind. If the eldest member who has a control is known as karta, then sir, what other members are called? What other members are called? Bete, the other members are known as co-partners. Please write down co-partners. The other member then karta is known as co-partners. Co-partners means those people who are the members of Hindu undivided family business. So co-partners are the members of Hindu undivided family business. They are the members of Hindu undivided family business. And who is the owner? Who is the controller? Who is the head of the family? Karta. That means it's a joint business of karta as well as the co-partners. All right. All members have equal ownership right. All members have equal ownership right. But ये भी ध्यान रखना आपने. All members have equal ownership right. Means it's not that only karta is having the ownership. Ownership मतलब मालिक. बेटे मालिक सभी हैं. All members have equal ownership right. Property बटेगी तो सब में बटेगी. Equal बटेगी. But who will take all the decisions at most? Obviously karta, because he is the eldest member of the family. Sir, what will happen if karta dies? अब karta ये थोड़ी ना कि if he is the karta of the family then वो अमर है. What will happen if karta dies? But it's very much clear. If karta dies, still the HUF will run. But the one who is the next elder family member than karta will become the karta automatically, which means the next member who is the eldest other than the previous karta will automatically become the karta of the family business, and he of course will run the business as karta was doing. All right, clear to everyone? Better. Okay, moving further, let's see what are the features of joint Hindu family business. Let's see what are the characteristics or features. The very first feature is formation. How it will be formed, which means if I want to form a joint Hindu family business, how it will be formed. But there should be at least two persons. There should be at least two members in the family and ancestral property to be inherited by them. See, there should be at least two members in the family. If you want to form Hindu undivided family business, then definitely you alone cannot do it. Because if you alone will do, it will not be HUF. What it will be? You tell me. If you alone do a business, then what it will be then other than the HUF? Yes, very good everyone. Sole proprietorship. So at least two people should be there. Sir, if two people should be there, it can form a partnership. But it will be a partnership when people are bringing into an agreement, getting into an agreement of partnership. But if two people of the same family are going to start the business with the ancestral property which they have inherited, please mind it, this is very, very important. With the ancestral property they have inherited. Ancestral property का मतलब है पुरखों की जायदाद. Inherited मतलब जो उनको उनके पूर्वज से, उनके ancestors से मिली है. So if at least two people of the same family business, two people are planning to form a HUF, they can form an HUF, but they must have the ancestral property. They must have the ancestral property which they have inherited. Priyansh, your doubt will be just cleared in the next characteristic. The business does not require any agreement as membership by birth. पहली बात तो ये. The business does not require any agreement because this is the same family business. This is not the partnership. There is no agreement required in this business. Why? Because you get the membership by birth only. Once you take birth in that family, एक बार जब उस family में बच्चा हो जाता है, that baby automatically becomes the member of that family as well as the family business. All right, वो automatically family business बन जाता है, family business में आ जाता है. Suppose if they have no ancestral property, तो कोई बात नहीं, they will start it with the ancestral property. They will purchase the property and they will name it as an ancestral property for the future generations, right? Okay, so second feature is liability. Liability means that who are liable to whom and how much. See, I told you, tell me who takes all the decisions in the HUF. Who has the complete control over the HUF? Of course, Karta has the complete control over the HUF. Agreed? Karta has the complete control over the HUF business. Now, when I'm saying that Karta has the complete, when Karta has the complete control over the HUF business, definitely Karta's liability will be unlimited. Karta's liability will be unlimited and other members' liability will be limited. Why? Suppose Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. Three people are there in the HUF business. Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C. Now what you observe? You observe that Mr. A is the Karta, who is taking up all the decisions because he is the eldest member. So he is the one who is taking care of the all decisions. Mr. B and Mr. C are the co-partners in that family business. Now, whatever decision Mr. A, Karta, has taken, Mr. B and C have no other option just to accept that decision. They'll be just accepting the decision made by the Karta, done by the Karta. Now, the question arises, if Mr. A has taken the wrong decision, if Mr. A has taken, the Karta has taken the wrong decision, who will be responsible for that? Do you think that the co-partners will be held responsible for the decision taken by Karta? Not at all. The co-partners will say, why we should bear the loss? Why from my share in the property I would be bearing the loss? When you, Karta, has taken the decision, then definitely if any liability, if any extra liability arises, who should be held responsible as according to you? Obviously the one who took the decision. That means Karta should be held responsible. Karta should be held responsible. But that is why we say that Karta's liability is unlimited, which means Karta's personal property also can be fetched in repaying the debts of the business, and the liability of the other co-partners, the members, are always limited. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Okay, fine. Now let's move to the third point. The third characteristics is control, that you already know. Who has a control over the HUF family business? Who has the control over the Hindu undivided family business? The one whose name is Karta, which means the Karta controls the HUF business. He is the one who takes all the decisions. Please keep your cameras on. He take all the decisions because he manages the business also. His decisions are binding on the other members. So obviously, when we say that there is one who is the karta, so he will be taking all the decisions of the family business. Why? Because he is the karta. He is the topmost family member. And when we say that he is the topmost family member, he would be taking all the decisions. Definitely, he would be taking all the decisions of the family because he is the karta, right? So he has to take all the decisions, and whatever decision he is taking will be binding upon the other members. All right. And one more thing, the co-partners, which I just told you in the previous point, the co-partners are only the members of the family business, but they would be just taking up all the decisions by karta. They will be just accepting those decisions taken by karta, which means they cannot argue that why karta has taken those decisions. Why? Because according to the Hindu Succession Act 1956, which is the law, karta has been given the complete power to take up all the decisions, where all the co-partners are just there to accept the decisions taken by the karta. All right. Okay. So the next point, that is the fourth point, the fourth feature or characteristics, which is known as continuity. The question arises, sir, if the karta dies in the family business, because he is the head of the family, he is the main member of the family, he is the eldest member of the family, but it's not that his age is unlimited. Obviously, he would be dying at one point of time. So, sir, if he dies, what will happen then? Who will run the family business? Obviously, the next eldest member will automatically become the next eldest member will automatically become the karta. So the business continues even after the death of the karta. The business continues even after the death of the karta, because automatically the next eldest member becomes the karta. He takes up all the position of that karta and he becomes the next member automatically. He becomes the next karta. So the business can, however, be terminated. Suppose if all the family members, they are having a conflict, right? And unki ban nahi rahi hai, they are having the conflicts against each other. They don't want to run the business with each other. With this simultaneous decision, they can do so. With the mutual consent, they can terminate the Hindu undivided family business, but it will not automatically be terminated. Why? Because according to Hindu Succession Act 1956, the next eldest member automatically becomes karta in the Hindu undivided family business. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. The next feature, that is about the minor members. Now let us talk about the minor members. We all know that who are the minors. The minor means the one who has not attained the age of 18, right? The one who has not attained the age of 18, that is a minor member. Now, what is the status of minor members in the Hindu undivided family business? Suppose if I have to just tell about the status of minor members in the Hindu undivided family business, I would be just saying you, as I told you in the previous explanation of HUF, the membership is attained just by taking the birth in the HUF family, which means simply you attained the membership when you take the birth in that family business, when you take the birth in that family. Hence, minors can also be the members of the business. Just they will become the member automatically. As they take the birth in that family. So the inclusion of an individual into the business, how does it occurs? It occurs due to the birth in a Hindu undivided family. The one who takes the birth automatically becomes the family member as well as the co-partner in the business. All right. Now, let us see what are the merits. Merits means advantages. I told you that characteristics or features means it includes both positive as well as negative points, because that is a characteristic. Character sketch can be the positive as well as negative. But when we are talking about merits, we are talking about the positive points only. We are going to tell the advantages of this concept only. So let us see what are the merits of Hindu undivided family business. What are the merits or what are the advantages of Hindu undivided family business? Like the first you see is effective control. Why there is an effective control? Because there is the one who is the karta, who is the eldest member of the family, and of course because he is the eldest member of the family, he has been granted the power, he has then been granted the complete authority to take all the decisions, and no one else can interfere with his right to decide, because he have been granted the right from the Hindu Succession Act 1956. Of course there will be effective control when no one is there to interfere, when no one is there to interfere in the decisions taken by karta, there would be an effective control. Do you think that in the partnership there would be an effective control? How many of you think that in the partnership business also there will be the effective control? Very good, Paradeep. Himanshu, very good. So there is no effective control. There is no effective control in the other form of business also. Reason? In the partnership, there cannot be the effective control because there are two or more different mindset, different people, not the family members also. Not one is the authoritative and other is the follower. They all are the equal, they all have the equal rights over that business. So they may get into the conflicts. But when we talk about the HUF, there is one person who is the karta, and karta has the effective control. Why karta has the effective control? Because simply we say that when karta is there, he is taking up all the decisions and nobody else will be interfering. No co-partner will be interfering in this. Ultimately, effective control lies in this situation, or ultimately the control which takes place in the business is so effective, right? Now, the second merit you can see is continued business existence. Continued business existence. I told you that the death of the karta will not affect the business. If karta is no more, the next eldest family member, whosoever is this, the next eldest family member will automatically become the karta and will take the position to continue the business. So there is no effect of the death of karta on the HUF, because the next eldest member will automatically become the new karta, and being the new karta, he would be taking up all the decisions and every other co-partner has no other option just to accept it. That is by the law. So there is no continued or any loss to the continuity of the business, right? Priyansh has a doubt, sir, but what if all members opposes karta? Priyansh, I told you, as per the Hindu Succession Act 1956, it is the topmost authority that have been given to karta, that he will be taking up all the decisions and no other co-partner has a right to interfere. No other co-partner. Nobody can interfere. There is a one-man control in the HUF also with the karta. So karta will be taking all the decisions and nobody else is going to affect it, right? So continuity is also not affected in HUF. Now you people please tell me in the chat box whether the continuity is not affected in the sole proprietorship also. Is it that in the sole proprietorship also the continuity is not affected? Very good, everyone. Mridul, Anshul, Shashwat, Sia, Shraddha, Hardik, so many answers are coming in the chat box. Obviously not, it gets affected. Why? Because there is only one person that is sole proprietor. He has to take up all the decisions. If he is no more, the death of sole proprietor, lunatic mind of sole proprietor, definitely the business will be affected. But not in the case of HUF, because if karta is not there, the next eldest member will automatically become the karta. The next eldest member will automatically become the karta. Now see the third merit of sole proprietor. The third merit is limited liability of members. Limited liability of members. I told you in the features only. in the characteristics only, that the liability of Karta is always unlimited in HUF, but the other members or the co-partners, they have the limited liability. Can you please tell me why other members have the limited liability and why the Karta has the unlimited liability? Because Karta is taking up all the decisions. Any wrong decision of Karta will lead to have loss to all the family members. So why family members will bear the loss? Because they were not interfering in the decision taken by Karta. So any wrong decision taken by Karta, why family members will be bearing that decision? That is why any wrong decision, if it leads to liability, Karta will be bearing all that liability, even from his sale of the personal assets. The co-partners will definitely not be bearing the complete loss at all. So limited liability of members take place, or the liability of all the co-partners is limited to their share in the business, and consequently their risk is well defined and precise. उनका रिस्क सिर्फ उतना होगा जितने में वो पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. अगर उससे एक्स्ट्रा कुछ रिस्क हो रहा है बिजनेस को, तो कौन बियर करेगा उसको? Karta will be bearing that whole decision. So we'll simply say Karta's liability is unlimited and co-partner's liability is limited. Now fourth merit you see is increased loyalty and cooperation. Increased loyalty and cooperation. They all are the family members. They all are the members of the same family. So there is a greater sense of loyalty towards one another, because father and son, father and grandson, if they people are working, so definitely there would be a sense of greater sense of loyalty towards each other, and pride in the growth of the business is the linked to the achievements of the family. Because if the business will grow, if they would be taking up all the decisions properly, if business will grow, so it is all about the family itself. So definitely there would be achievements in the family as well. So this help in securing better cooperation from all the members, that all of them would be in a better way. So ultimately, we'll simply say that there is an increased loyalty and cooperation which takes place in the family business. Then demerits. Now, what are the limitations or demerits? The first is limited resources. The resources are just limited to the ancestral property only. The resources are just limited to the ancestral property. Means जितनी ancestral property है उनके resources limited हैं. कम ancestral property मतलब कम resources, ज्यादा ancestral property मतलब ज्यादा resources. तो कहीं ना कहीं इस family business में limited resources रहते हैं. कहीं ना कहीं जो resources हैं वो कम होते हैं, क्योंकि family के अंदर ancestral property जितनी होती है पैसा उतना ही लगा होता है business के अंदर. Second demerit, unlimited liability of Karta. So it is the demerit for the Karta, that his liability is unlimited. So whatever decisions he is taking, if any wrong decision is being taken, then definitely he will be suffering with the unlimited liability. That means his personal property can be used to repay the business debts. Suppose अगर business को नुकसान हुआ है 2 करोड़ का, लेकिन business की सारी assets मिलाकर भी हम लोग सिर्फ 1.5 करोड़ ही कलेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं, तो एक्स्ट्रा जो 50 लाख रुपीस है, who will be bearing that loss? Karta himself will be bearing that loss. यानी कि Karta's personal asset or personal property will be fetched to basically repay the debts of the HUF business. Dominance of Karta. This is a demerit for other co-partners. Dominance means एक दबाव. Who will be making that dominance? Obviously Karta. Why? Because Karta has the complete control over the business. He is the one who is taking care of the complete business. He is taking all the decisions of the business. So definitely there is a dominance of Karta also. Karta being a dominant partner, dominant member of the family, and other people just have no other option just to accept the decisions taken by Karta. So it may break down the family unity. Why? Because sometimes co-partners may be in a position that they don't want to be bound by the Karta's decision. So there may be a conflict arising out of that. That is another point, that they cannot interfere in the decisions taken by karta, but still the conflict may arise in that family business. So somewhere we'll say that dominance of karta that takes place in the business. Limited managerial skills. Managerial skills are limited in the sole proprietorship also and in the HUF also. Why there are limited managerial skills? Because who will be the manager? Everybody will be managing who is the family member. So when we say that every family member will be managing, so there would be limited family members only na. ऐसा तो है नहीं that there are 20 of members in the family at the same time. So definitely few members will be there in the family. So of course they would be managing only. So कहीं बाहर से मैनेजर हायर नहीं करते वो लोग, कहीं बाहर से डिसीजंस लेने के लिए एक्सपर्ट्स हायर नहीं करते, दे themselves टेक द डिसीजन. सो समटाइम इट इज ऑब्जर्व, जब वो खुद से डिसीजंस लेते हैं अपने उससे, तो कहीं ना कहीं कई बार होता है कि मैनेजरियल स्किल्स जो होते हैं उनके वो लिमिटेड होते हैं. यानी कि उनके पास जो मैनेजरियल स्किल्स होते हैं उनके वो अपने लिमिटेड मैनेजरियल स्किल्स होते हैं. कहीं ना कहीं एक तरह से हम ये बोल देते हैं कि वो डिसीजंस जो ले रहे होते हैं वो प्रॉपर नहीं ले पाते ड्यू टू लेस मैनेजिंग skills they are having. All right, so that was all about the Hindu undivided family business. That what is Hindu undivided family business? So that was joint Hindu family business. I hope that is clear to everyone.